Okay, these sprinklers have been running for 15 minutes or so, and the pump pressure down at the pump pond seems to have stabilized at around 60 pounds of pressure, 58, and 13 sprinklers are going, 4 in this row, 4 in that row, 5 in this row, and a big 3/4 inch head on a hose, which goes from the hose bib up here. So what is that? 8, 13, 14 sprinklers actually. So I think you can run, once you get this lower line connected and there's maybe 8 more sprinklers, you may be able to do this whole lower section at one time, because the pump seems to handle this volume quite well. Each sprinkler head is probably 2 or 3 gallons a minute, so if you add them up, I think you got room to add 5 or 6 or 8 more and still be able to push it. That's down low. The stuff up high, you may be only able to do 1 or 2 lines at a time. Happiness is a bunch of sprinklers going at once. Just wanted to give you a little bit more info, stuff that I've found out in the last day or two running sprinklers. By the way, I've added this thing that we talked about, the little vent to keep from collapsing the pipe. But what I've been doing is I keep that closed since I'm running sprinklers and I don't want water coming up out of there. But I have the valve open, going to the hose to this one sprinkler up here, and that sprinkler is what I'm sort of using as the vent, so that when I turn off the pump and water runs back down, the air will get sucked in that sprinkler head and prevent the pipe from being under any strain. But down at the bottom there, I've got all of those sprinkler heads we had going the other day, 13 half-inch sprinkler heads down here, and I've also got a 3/4 inch sprinkler head going from a hose connected to that hose bib at the halfway point there. And the pump maintains 68 pounds of pressure with this many sprinklers, a total of 15 going. And so I think you're going to actually be able to run all the sprinklers down at the bottom here once you get these over on this side hooked up. You should be able to run everything down here. But leave one sprinkler, that sprinkler up at the top that's connected by a hose to the top of the line. Just let that run when you're running the stuff down below, and then you've got an air vent so that when you shut the system off, air gets sucked in that sprinkler head and, you know, make sure you relieve pressure. It's either that or go up there and physically open that valve at the top if you didn't want to run that sprinkler. Okay, I just walked down here to the pump pond, and you can see we're running at about 68 pounds, and I just felt the pump, and it's barely warm. So I think you can run even more sprinkler heads than we got going right now.